Hello there.
Another day, another double recording of Better Call Saul, and I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into 3 or 4 episodes in one sitting. But what's going on, guys? My name is Elie Moses, a 23-year-old law and film student here for Sydney, Australia, shooting his shot, baby. And this is one individual right here who's enjoying the heck out of Better Call Saul for the first time. We are up to episode 3 now of season 5. This one is titled The Guy for This. Let's get into the reaction. As always, let's have fun with this thing and let's smash it. Let's go. Ant-Man! What's up, Ant-Man? Scott Lane! That's the ice cream. That's the ice cream. The ant capitalizing on some scraps. I wonder if the ice cream's meant to be Saul himself and all the ants are his clients sort of gravitating towards him. I don't know. All the ice cream itself, I don't know. When you think of like ice cream and the way Jimmy was holding at the end of the last episode, you think like to your childhood and innocence. You're just sipping on ice cream, enjoying life. And maybe him dropping the ice cream at the end of last episode represent the final nail in the coffin of his innocence, maybe. Or anything that's morally right as he goes off with the cartel now. This is a change in direction. And that innocence is being consumed by the ants. He thought about it. I don't know, I smile every time Lalo speaks. I feel like Lalo himself is the perfect balance of Tuco and Gus. Like, I feel like he's got that chaotic and, you know, unpredictable nature about him like Tuco, but he's also got that calm, collected demeanor like Gus, which makes him even more threatening as a villain. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I just feel like he's the best of both worlds, and it just makes him almost more intimidating and scary as a villain, or as, you know, a second antagonist in this show. He's absolutely fantastic. That's what I love about him. At the flick of a switch, he can go either way. He can turn on either mode.
Can I talk?
Come on, we gotta cut to a corner shot of all 3 characters.
I'll talk.
Yes! Almost a corner shot.
I know what this is about. Just to get the ball rolling, please keep in mind that whatever happened between Mr. Varga and myself, I'm hoping that it's just water under the bridge. Because after all was said and done, you did walk out a free man. I mean, you weren't even in custody for a full day. And I admit it was a tad bumpy getting there, but the path to justice is rarely smooth. So I'm hoping that in the end, you know, the final result speaks for itself.
You had business with my cousin, Tuco.
Tuco. Oh, sure, yeah. And I see the family resemblance. Your cousin makes quite an impression. You know, he has a huge heart and a serious passion for justice.
You've got a temper, huh?
I hadn't noticed. How was your lovely abuelita?
You're the guy with a mouth.
Yeah.
Those guys at the house. What they call her?
Business.
Not a abuelita.
Right. You know the Tuco I know? He would skin them alive and let the buzzards eat their eyeballs. But there you were. You go blah, blah, blah. And they walk out of there. I mean, it's amazing, really.
They didn't really walk out. Yeah, just like they didn't really walk out.
So, Ignacio and I,
Wheeled out.
we got something you can do for us.
Really?
Yeah, we got a legal problem.
Yes.
A legal problem. Oh, fantastic. So, just for a minute there, I thought I was going to be swallowing condoms filled with heroin.
That's a good idea.
No, maybe later.
We have a guy sitting in MDC, picked up 2 days ago.
Picked up for what?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We need our friend to tell the cops some things.
Never would I have thought the word
Some
legal
important things.
would come out of
Important things. Gotcha.
Lalo's
We
mouth.
want him to say exactly what we tell him. No more, no less. But the cops can't know it's coming from us. So we send you in there. You tell them how to do it, and they can't listen.
Easy money.
Attorney-client confidentiality.
That
Yeah,
one.
That.
He's so good. Easy money. Easy money.
That's flattering. Can I offer this? I guarantee there are 5 of these in MDC right now. You know, drop phones inside someone's prison wallet, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you talk directly to your guy. Cut out the middleman.
It works better if you're in there with him.
Good conscience, I think I have to warn you that my rates have gone up. So going this way could be expensive.
Like, how expensive?
It's expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, gee, well, it's a full day of my time and prep work, transportation, rush fees. Do the math. It's like $7,925.
$7,925.
Yeah.
Lalo probably got about
7,925.
Lalo got 10 bands in his pocket
It's
probably.
the going rate, so.
Chump change.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna pull out all the bands. Just gonna start counting. See? He didn't expect that.
For your trouble, let's make it 8.
Yeah, we'll round it up. I really do not like seeing drunk, aggressive Mike. Really do
I
not.
don't know, Mike. How about you call it a night? I'll get you a cab.
I mean, we only heard about it because of his son, but we're actually seeing it in action happen again after Werner.
Put him in the register and pour me another.
No wonder why he's getting drunk. $2 specials. Well drinks. Is he looking at the Opera House thing? The Opera House picture?
Hey,
Yeah.
you want to do something for me? Take it down.
Yeah,
What?
another reminder of Ziegler.
Third from the bottom.
I don't know, Mike. Customers send these in. It's a tradition.
Take it down. Please.
Don't take it down, man. It's the one thing us Australians had going for us in this show. No, don't take. Come on. We had one thing. And you gotta. Why couldn't it be another city? Why did it have to be Sydney? Like, why couldn't his father built the Eiffel Tower or something? I don't know. Take something else down. Had to be the Opera House.
Gramps, where you going?
You don't want to mess with Grandpa Wick.
I got a lot more than $20, asshole.
Hey, yo, Gramps can throw down, okay? You don't let nobody go out there talk to you like that? Hold up, Gramps.
Whatever street cred that guy just had, gone.
Hey.
Hey. You done?
Just about.
Man, those beers don't even look cold. Why is Kim eyeing out that bottle?
Everything good?
Like, why did we rack focus on it?
Yeah. I'm sort of celebrating, actually.
Celebrating what?
I just realized I have all pro bono clients tomorrow, all day. No Mesa Verde.
Yay!
Well, all right. To justice.
Again, she's glancing at the
What
bottle.
about you?
I feel like she just wants to send it.
Well,
Yeet it off the balcony.
I met some interesting people.
We could say that.
Had a few ups and downs. But you know what? Financially speaking, Saul Goodman just had his best day yet. Ka-ching.
I better prep for tomorrow.
Right. Go get him, Tiger.
Mary Jane Watson quote right there. Prepping Spider-Man up. Spider-Gwen. Spider-Kim.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Is that the effect of the drugs?
To clean it.
Like becoming fidgety? The non-stop urge to fiddle with things?
Leave me alone.
Check this out.
It's almost like childlike. The need to always feel like occupied with your hands.
Yeah.
Ignacio?
What?
I want to see Ignacio.
Who is this?
His father?
Oh, this is not gonna be a good talk. Oh no. This is not gonna be a good meeting.
Hi.
Amber, this is my father.
He does not like her. I'm telling you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, me too. Excuse me.
He holding it in. That's that disappointed look. Yeah, he disappointed. That's the look of disappointment right there. I know it all too well. I had Arab parents. You just know. Oh, not the panties. You're just gonna put the panties behind a blender?
Gutiérrez me hizo una oferta para comprar el taller.
¿En serio?
Oh, nice.
No me digas. Lo quiere convertir en otra gente.
No. Lo quiere dejar como está.
¿Y qué vas a hacer?
He can retire.
Siempre pensé que el taller sería tuyo.
The most innocent man in this show. Then, I don't know. Oh,
Vas a trabajar
Kaylee probably is there too.
11 horas al día por el resto de tu vida.
Poor Mr. Ignacio.
¿Tú qué opinas?
Se me hace una buena oferta.
Tú mandaste a Gutiérrez. El dinero que me está ofreciendo es tuyo.
Papá. No. No.
Es tu manera de hacerme huir. ¿Tú quieres huir? Y quieres que yo huya también. Niégalo. Dime que estoy equivocado. Mírame a los ojos.
I mean, especially with the close call with
Ya te
Victor
dije
last
lo que
episode.
tienes que hacer.
It makes sense.
Deja esto. Entrégate a la policía. Enfrenta lo que has hecho. Ni madres. Yo no voy a huir. Nice to meet you, young lady.
That's a man standing up by his code. okay, I could be wrong right there, but I feel like this show has a fantastic ability to recall certain scenes with visual cues, and I'm not sure if that shot right there at the end with the camera placed outside sort of like the sidewalk of Nacho's house is reminiscent of the scene where Nacho's father kicked Nacho out of his house earlier on when he came to him about what was going on and that he was still in the game. And you had that sort of not reverse shot, but that same similar shot of Nacho's father sitting alone at the table from outside the house at the window. And then right there, you had a scene of them conversing one another at a table, but the scene ended with this time Nacho sitting alone at the table in the same shot from outside through the glass sort of like window right there, despite his house being much more modern. But I'm not sure if I'm reading too into it, but yeah, I feel like it was a neat visual callback to that scene right there.
Steph. I wouldn't bother you with it. I asked you to handle it.
We are, but there's just...
Steph, this is not the time, all right?
Can't deny Mesa Verde like that again. Oh, I see, she's in court, so priorities, but...
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to remind you that this was essentially nothing more than a family dispute.
Yeah,
My
I'm
client
gonna
was
stop you right there. This is not your client's first negative interaction with the victim, which shows pattern of behavior, and as such, I still agree with the state that this matter is worth the court's time.
Your Honor.
Jury selection begins June 16th.
That
Sorry,
judge
this
was
didn't
having
go
none of
our
it.
way. Going in, we all knew getting the case dismissed would be a long shot.
The judge seemed kind of mad.
Yeah, she can come off that way. She was actually very fair. So now the prosecution will come back to us with a more realistic plea bargain. But if we don't like what they have to offer, I believe we'll win at trial. Keep the faith, okay? I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
It's Rich. This is the second time he's called.
Hey, Rich.
I'm confused. I thought you'd be on your way to Tucumcari by now.
The associates are more than capable.
Help me understand. It's not like you're in the middle of a murder trial.
Rich, this is just Kevin being Kevin.
Don't get me wrong, I respect your devotion to your pro bono clients. But Mesa Verde keeps the lights on.
Thank you.
Can we agree on that?
He's kind of right there.
Of course.
There's a hierarchy.
All been here. Once in a while, you have to give a little to get a little. You know?
Facts. There's a hierarchy of priorities.
I've already briefed Steph and Gary. They'll take your afternoon cases and get continuances if necessary. So get yourself down there, stat.
And
all right. I'm on my way.
this happens. I feel like this happens sometimes in the legal environment. In fact, all working environments sometimes where you might have to sacrifice certain things just to, I guess, tackle higher priorities that might arise or contingencies that, things out of the, like, how do I explain it? There'll be things that arise sometimes that might be out of your hand and they just come out of nowhere and you have to deal with them at a certain time. And some other things might have to be put on the back burner. And in this case, it is the pro bono clients because Mesa Verde takes priority here, especially with being Schweiker and Coakley's one of their biggest clients. And yeah, even though there are multiple associates that Kim has that are allocated towards that client, Kim is probably the best to deal with it, and it's unfortunate. And I like how in that scene right there, I think it's Kim's assistant or maybe junior associate Steph was there to comfort the other client in the background as Kim was on the phone, and it just feels like it's good in that way to obviously make your client not feel neglected and that there's more than one people taking care of you or more than one person taking care of you. But like then again, that case going to trial is not good news because it's going to take up heaps of time.
Who the hell are you? I didn't say anything to no one. I kept my mouth shut.
I know. Don't worry, kid. I have nothing but good news for you. All right, we got a lot to go over here. How are you at memorization?
That building looks awfully familiar. That's hate. That's gonna be Hank. That's a familiar orange button-up. Obviously you can't unsee that. It's gotta be one person. It's gotta be one individual. That's Gomey in the background. Come on, let's go. Yeah, the big Baldy has returned. New lease of life.
Hey, Verna. How's the boy?
He's good, Hank.
He's what, third base?
Catcher.
Catcher.
Hey, Steve.
Looking good, man.
Good to see them alive and well. Stress-free, carefree.
Does Blockwood throw stuff out on the exact day it expires?
Like what?
Anything. Milk, ketchup, soy sauce. As the clock literally strikes midnight, Marie hands me a full hefty bag and pushes me out to the trash can.
That's Marie.
You know, most of it's still good. What the hell?
Food banks don't take expired food.
Oh, thanks for that, Ann Landers.
Once I found an old can of vanilla frosting, I ate that. I'm still here.
You what?
Hey, we were talking about expired food. I thought it was relevant.
It even feels good hearing Marie's name. Like,
let's get this circle jerk over with.
Stress-free times. Okay, Breaking Bad, the show itself, the trademark technique in sort of like interrogation scenes was to sort of, or like any scenes when 3 characters were involved, was to use this sort of like triangular position formation where the third character, or like the pinnacle, the epicenter, the one with the main focus, would be sort of like in the center of that position. So there would probably be a reverse shot where Crazy 8 would be in the center, in between sort of that gap of Hank and Gomey. But what this tells me here with that empty seat there is that maybe Saul is gonna come in, and it's like all work. It's gonna like sort of, there's some act they're gonna play up to sort of like convince Hank and Gomey to sort of like do something. And there's that missing chair right there. Like there's something gonna happen with Saul getting involved potentially.
Alrighty.
There's that missing piece.
Molina. Picked up for possession a ½ ounce of street-grade gack.
That's dealing weight.
Keeps his mouth shut for the first 2 nights he's in here, and now has an epiphany and wants to talk. Okay. Wow me. Make my tiny eyes grow wide with delight.
It's good to see them back, man. Like, no El Paso, no
What if I
Walt.
know where there's $500,000 in drug money?
What if?
What?
Yeah.
Yep, Marvel what if.
If that's true, things can go well for you.
My partner's right. That kind of information can lead to good things. Give me the deets. Where the drugs come from, who the money goes to, the name of your boss, and who you report to. For starters.
I was about to say, is he gonna rat out Gus potentially as a plan from Lalo, to obviously undermine Gus and expose him to Don Eladia? But no, he wouldn't mention Gus, and obviously that'd be too obvious from Lalo right there. And Gus in Breaking Bad is on good terms with the DEA in terms of the contributions he makes to the community with Los Pollos Hermanos. So that was stupid of me to think that. But potentially, maybe, possibly rat out some of Gus's like operations, not Gus himself, but maybe some of the lower league individuals that are dealing, or maybe where the spots are that they're dealing.
Okay.
Just to make Gus seem not as solid.
The dealers kick up the cash, right? They leave it in different spots.
Dead drops?
Yeah.
Dead drops.
Sounds like a big operation.
Here he is.
Silence! Were you talking to them? Were you talking to my client without his lawyer present? Saul Goodman. I'm Mr. Molina's attorney, and you're in violation of his constitutional rights.
It's all good, man. Really? Come on, that's your name?
Special agent.
So good, man.
DEA. Oh, I see. Okay, the feds. Well, what, they don't teach the Constitution at Quantico these days?
Yeah, Quantico is FBI.
Time for you two gentlemen to vacate the premises. There's the door. Shoo, shoo, go away.
Your client waived his right to an attorney.
Well, he most certainly did not.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, nobody's talking to you.
Yeah, this is all an act.
No, he wants to talk to us.
He's confused, okay? He was dropped on his head as a child.
I want to talk.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Sounds like he does.
You just,
Everyone is having fun in this scene. It's so good.
Come here.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, this is all going according to plan.
You talking to me like you're killing me here, man.
It's like CM Punk's return in WWE yesterday.
My client is making what I
Is
believe
it
to
staged?
be a
Is it not staged?
error. Also, showing a heartbreaking lack of faith in his attorney, and I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. He insists on dealing, so let's talk turkey.
You know what? We're not interested. I feel like my chain is being jerked, and not in a good way, if you know what I'm saying.
There's no $500,000. Never was.
Yep. Bullshit. I called it.
You did.
Hold on, guys.
You're gonna love this pops.
Wait a
You
second.
gentlemen have a great afternoon.
Hold up, guys, one
Hey,
second.
have a good day. We're done in here.
Guys, what if we say it's contingent? Mr. Molina will stay in custody while you verify his very specific, limited information.
And what if what he tells us doesn't pan out?
Oh, well, then he just stays here. We're back where we started.
Sacrificial lamb.
But if his information leads to something...
Arrests.
What?
If his information leads to arrests.
Arrests.
Give us 1 minute.
Good.
Okay, Domingo. Start talking.
Let's talk turkey.
Like I said, the dealers kick up the cash. I don't know who picks it up. All I know is that there are these 3 dead drops they run on Thursday nights.
Hold on.
What?
Look, I know how this goes, all right? My guy talks to you, you squeeze him out like a sponge, and you dump him back on the street. Word gets out that he's a fink, he ends up bleeding out in front of his mother's house.
What?
No, it's not gonna happen, okay? Do you hear what I'm saying? My client is not leaving here with a target on his back.
Witness protection. Not witness protection, but inmate protection.
Fine. We'll take care of him. Okay. But it's contingent.
Sure.
And this better be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, there are these 3 dead drops. First one's under a bridge up by Chavez Road, over Hillsdale Street. Second one's in an empty rail yard, off Waldron, in a train shed. There's a...
No, I didn't want that scene to end. Yeah, Mesa Verde development, baby.
Oh, thank God. He's very unpleasant.
Let me guess. This one individual right here is halting this entire development because he refuses to sell. It happens all the time in Sydney or any development, but I've seen so many cases of these in Sydney. This guy is the one stubborn owner that has not accepted the money the company is offering. He just refuses. Halts all development.
Mr. Acker, I think you're home. I think there's been a misunderstanding, and it's in everyone's best interest if we straighten it out. May I come in?
Stay right where you at.
Oh, no.
You built this lovely house, but you never actually owned the land it was on. It was leased to you by a local company, Deerview Investment Properties?
For 100 years. I got 70 left.
That's correct. Your lease stipulates that the property owner can buy you out at any time for fair market value plus $5,000. I know $5,000 isn't nearly as much as it used to be back in 1974, and we do understand how inconvenient this must be. So as a gesture of goodwill, Mesa Verde has just increased your buyout to $18,000.
That's nothing.
$18,000?
That's still nothing. That's nothing.
Nobody's ever explained it to me like that before. $18,000. That's a lot of money. I bet you with that I could buy a big old mansion and a swimming pool.
Mr. Acker, we know
Hey,
it's
do
not
me a
enough
favor, will you? I'm going to spread my legs out like this. And just to finish it off, why don't you give me a swift kick in the balls?
That's not necessary. How about we just discuss this? Civil.
Adverse possession means this is my land.
You made that argument in court, and the judge ruled against you.
Yeah, and nobody could change my mind, so they sent you out.
The law's the
You're
law.
the big gun with a ponytail. You're just like all the rest of them. Come out here in your fancy suit. Bring your minions with you, driving them black, shiny German cars. Give a little money to charity every month so you can make up for all the bad that you've done. You go to a soup kitchen once a year on Thanksgiving. That makes you feel a whole lot better about yourself.
I love how you
Makes
can see
feel like
Kim
one of
breathing
the
heavily here,
best rich people.
taking them deep breaths, like she's holding it in, like she wants to
I
rage
don't
at this
know
guy.
How in the world you sleep at night?
Bro, go at him. Go at him. He signed the lease.
You do not get to make up your own rules.
Thank you.
Put on your big boy pants and face reality. No one is mistreating you here. We were trying to meet you halfway. Well, that's over. The $18,000, guess what? It's off the table. Tomorrow, you come to your senses, you'll get 10. Why should you get to drag this out for 7 months while all of your neighbors, every single one of them, played by the rules? Do you think you're special? A contract means something.
Thank you.
It's the law.
Facts.
And it's enforceable.
Facts.
Deal with it.
Tell him. Deal with it, baby. Tell him, Kim. I mean, it's an
That was
unfortunate
amazing.
situation, but like...
I didn't solve anything.
Did it. That's what we needed.
Like, the dude himself, he signed the lease back in 1974, and the lease is subject to those terms. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is sometimes. I mean, it was probably his fault, and the lawyer he had at the time maybe probably making the lease with the other party for not advising him over time to maybe vary the lease as times had changed, as property prices went up. Yeah, it would have been probably wise to vary the lease and its terms. But yeah, it is what it is. That's what the land is subject to. That's what that's what the property is subject to. It's subject to that lease, and everyone else abided by that. If it was the entire land itself, maybe the other clients actually owned those properties, and Mesa Verde paid them off handsomely. But from the words spoken there, I guess maybe the entire acreage or whatever that land was subject to lease by that from that company. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe those other properties were probably owned and maybe bought off by Mesa Verde, and they just handsomely paid him. Because there was a situation here actually recently. I was talking to my friends and my dad. They actually told it, like one of my friends was telling a story. There was a situation where recently a developer here in Sydney, they wanted to build a bunch of units. However, one of the houses would not budge. One of the owners wasn't budging. They offered, I think the owner or owners, I don't know if it was a couple or one individual, $8 million for the property. And this is a scrawny little property. It's a single story house. They offered them, I think, $8 million, but the owner wanted 20, and everyone else around had sold. They got their millions and took off like 100%. But this one owner would not budge, and the developing company said, all right, if you're not going to sell, we take the offer off the table and we're going to build around you. And that's exactly what they did. They built the units around this one property. You can actually search it up. You can find the article. You will see this one little house, and around it is these bunch of units, and it's just right there in the middle of all these units erected above it. And that property is now worth nothing because you can't do basically anything on it. It doesn't get no sunlight or anything, and that person missed out on their chance to sell it, all because they were a little bit greedy and wanted much more money. When the company itself, the developing company, was offering way more than its value, and you could have taken that money and retired handsomely with it and probably got your dream house. But yeah, you can see the picture. It's just one little house and all these units erected above it. That's just like a real world example, and the show was depicting that perfectly right there, because it happens probably every day, or like a lot of the time when developers are trying to build. Is that Lalo channeling his inner Lightning McQueen right there on the raceway?
I replaced the carburetor. She's running like a racehorse, man.
It's a fine vehicle.
Like a racehorse, man.
Yeah? What do you drive?
An Esteem.
A what?
A Suzuki Esteem. It's an import.
Huh.
So, yeah, so it went just like you wanted. Assuming the dead drops are a real thing, feds are going to be on them.
Feds?
Yeah. DEA. There's a matched pair of them, and they're into this with a vengeance. I mean, think feeding time in the lion cage. And they're gunning for arrests. Your guy is now a confidential informant.
What do you mean, like a rat?
No, he's not a rat. No. I mean, well, if he's a rat, he's your rat. So, put it this way, you now have a hotline to the DEA. And not just now, anytime. So that's a good thing. At some point, you might hear that Domingo is a snitch. You gotta know, he's not.
And what do you care?
Well, all due respect, you're paying me, but he's my client. I'd like to keep him alive.
Stay away. Buena idea, eh?
Oh, one more thing. You're gonna have to find a different attorney for future endeavors, because my schedule is just very, very tight.
You'll make time.
Who exactly did I just set up?
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's gonna be blowback, I don't want to be in the middle of it.
It's not about what you want. When you're in, you're in.
Nacho speaking from the heart there. That's the ice cream, baby. Look at the ice cream. Yep. Consumed by everything. Taken over. You're in the cartel world now. Once you're in, you're in. Damn, this show's so good. Is it me, or whenever I see Kim driving in this show now, I get worried instantly? Because any second, not even a second, a millisecond, the jump cut could come. The jump cut of all jump cuts could come, and yeah, bang, accident. Like, anytime I see Kim driving in this show, I'm just like, I'm preparing myself for something. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but like,
Davenport?
I do.
The judge read your motion and dismissed.
Yes.
Oh, and I got a continuance on Rousseau.
His hearing's scheduled for Thursday morning,
Let's
right?
go, Steph, working overtime.
In your calendar.
Good. What about Ingram?
Oh, I thought for a sec that Kim was potentially like about to have like a quick power nap or something. Maybe she was feeling tired, you know, because the sun was going down and maybe she didn't want to drive at night while feeling tired. I don't know. I was just like, you know. Oh no, she's going back to Mr. Acker's house.
Mr. Acker?
And watch him use like the trespasser argument, right? You trespassed on my property.
I went to a real estate office. I found some houses I think you might like.
Oh, that's nice.
There's some really nice options in your price range.
Kim cannot help
This
but
one's
help
on
her clients. He's not even her client, but like.
And this one is older, but it has a really good view. And the neighborhood's pretty.
Kim just loves helping individuals. There are some individuals in life that are so stubborn, you just can't get
You're
through
right.
them.
I can't pretend to understand what you're going through. I've never owned a house. My family never owned one either. We never owned anything. When I was little, my mother used to shake me awake in the middle of the night yelling it was time to go. She was always one step ahead of the landlord. I'd throw my things in a cardboard box and run outside in my pajamas and bare feet. Sometimes it was so cold, my toes turned blue.
Have some sympathy. Come on, she just poured her heart out. Come on.
If we'd had a house, I never would have wanted to leave.
You'll say anything to get what you want, won't you?
Brother, she even said she will take the day off, take out of her pay from her own pocket, and help you out. It's genuine human kindness right there. In my opinion, that's how I see it. He not too happy. I love Nacho's earrings. What is that? Is it like a stallion, a horse? Like I feel like I've never seen Gus this frustrated. Like even in Breaking Bad, Walt took him and pushed him to the limits, but I felt like he knew he could always control Walt. I feel like in this situation here, Lalo is a big problem. I feel like a big problem because he's halting everything at the moment. Like everything has come to a standstill, and there are multiple factors that have obviously played into that. But this here, in this prequel show, Gus is still trying to build things up, and everything right now is not going ahead. Nothing is full head of steam, and everything's been sort of like put to a pause, and that's why he's so frustrated. And I feel like adds another dimension to his character, seeing him this frustrated, and he's just trying to get things started, and everything is not going according to his plan, which makes me think we're gonna see another side to Gus in this show, and it makes me even more excited to see what lengths he's gonna go through to try and get things going, because there's obstacles and obstacles and obstacles that he has to try and overcome.
What are you doing?
Shutting him down.
Put it away.
Woo!
You want to leave the money for the feds?
If there's no money in those dead drops, Lalo will know someone talked. The dead drops remain.
Gus has to keep thinking of contingencies. So many obstacles are rising. Alright. Here we go again with the visual cues. Yep, we're going to pan up to reveal Jimmy on the balcony this time. This time it's Kim arriving at night. Jimmy's going to be the one drinking on the balcony. Yep. Playing with fire. Yep. Full send. Vent, baby. Come on, get the whole box. Oh, the whole 6-pack, sorry. Public nuisance. Bit of rule bending. Yep, the lights go on. The neighbors are like, what the F is happening? I feel like every time I get the sense that, you know, Kim is really disappointed in Jimmy, or like is on the verge of leaving him potentially, she somehow gets crawled back into like his antics, or somehow just slips back in. Like there'll be a moment where, you know, she just somehow loves living on the edge a little bit, or gets sucked back into, you know, those moments where you get that rush of breaking the rules, or, you know, those scenes at the bars we have with them, you know, making up sort of characters and personas, and trying to not rob people but like scheme people into something. And yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be interesting to see when or if Kim pulls the trigger on saying enough is enough. It's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, this was another fantastic episode of this show. Like, it just keeps getting better and better. It was great to have Hank and Gomey back in as well. Like, it feels like their actors were having so much fun reprising their roles. And especially it wasn't a scene that was wasted with Crazy 8 and then getting Saul involved as well. It was fantastic. I didn't want that scene to end. And even the name drop of Marie, like I said, it felt good to hear Marie's name. Feels like much simpler times with those characters. They're doing their day-to-day work. Walt and Skylar are probably doing their things. They're teaching. Walt's teaching. I'm not too sure if in this instance right here, Skylar's probably working with Ted Beneke. But I'm just saying, like, it had such a feel-good factor at times, but then you'd realize that it'd get down and serious at points as well. Like, I've just lost for words. I'm trying to combine a few words. I'm just thinking, like, I'll just be talking about Hank, and then I would just be thinking about Lalo as well, and how fantastic of a character he is, and how, at any time, he's very unpredictable. Like, you do not know what the guy is going to do. You even, like, you saw it in season 4. You saw it with the money exchange store. Like, you saw it. You could just like go full berserk at points, but then he obviously at times he has that charming, calm demeanor about him, and it's great to see everyone has that presence, and it makes you feel like this is actually happening. Like that scene with Tyrus, Nacho, and Gus at the end. The actors play their characters so well. It almost seems as if this is like a real thing happening. Like, it's absolutely fantastic. It immerses you into the world, and yeah, it's got this great sense of realism that I'm just like invested in everything. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy my reaction. As always, been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.